What's going on YouTube? It's Chadalmighty here, and I'm making a few changes, as you probably noticed. First of all, my name and, a few other things here on the YouTube channel are changing, and the reason for that is I'm trying to better adapt my identity. I'm running another channel called the Chadalmighty Show, which is kind of getting off to a slow start because I'm trying to concentrate more heavily on this channel, but I want the two to kind of sync up a little bit better together, so therefore I want to go back to my old name, Chadalmighty, and make a few changes now before this channel starts getting any bigger. So, with that being said, today's video topic is about making choices that are your own. Stop making choices for other people. You don't always have to try to satisfy everybody else in life because, sometimes you just got to satisfy yourself. If you spent your whole entire life just making choices to satisfy that of other people, then you're never actually going to do something for yourself, and therefore, you're not going to be happy. I pretty much spend almost every day of my life trying to do things for other people. And a lot of times it's hard for me to fit in time to do things for myself, such as YouTube and, just general free time and stuff. And after a while, it kind of gets a little bit annoying. And if you find yourself that you're always doing things for other people, but those people never actually do things for you, then, you've got to eventually either put your foot down and get some leverage, or you just got to stop altogether. If somebody constantly comes and asks you for something or wants help from you and, wants this and that and everything else, but never actually gives you anything in return, it's kind of your fault because you allow that to happen. If you don't eventually just say, hey, I need to get something in return, or, let's do some giving and receiving and stuff, that's got to eventually happen. There are some cases you might can let some things slide, like if you're doing things for, like your parents or something. They've already done a lot for you during your life, so therefore you shouldn't really ask anything in return from your parents because obviously they've already done a lot of stuff for you. They raised you, they fed you, they gave you a home, and, they for the most part probably supported you through life through different choices that you wanted to make. Maybe not necessarily everything, such as my parents with YouTube and stuff, but they have done stuff for you, so you don't really owe them anything. They don't really owe you anything technically. You do owe them a little bit. But I found a lot of times that people become a little bit abusive over you if you start letting things slide too much. When I was a photographer, if I would do a free gig here and there for some people, then more people started thinking I would do free gigs for them, and then they wondered why I wanted to charge them money or more money or something. And it's a client-to-client basis. What I do for one client shouldn't affect what I do for another client, and people don't understand that. And it's the same in pretty much any area. The place that I work at, some customers come in and have gotten great deals from certain employees that, those deals are not supposed to be given out under any circumstances. And then when the customer, starts talking to me and I try to charge them full price for the deal, what I'm supposed to, just doing my job, I get screamed at. And it's not fair that I have to get yelled at for a situation that somebody else has created. But that will, that kind of happens, and people don't understand that. It's no different than, if we take an order to somebody that lives super far away, and then they call and then I refuse to do it because, again, I'm doing my job and I'm trying to look out for myself, then they get angry at me. You have to take those repercussions. But the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is eventually you got to stop and think about your choices and your options in life, and you got to do what suits you. You got to stop looking for approval from so many different people and eventually just start understanding that you are the one that ultimately makes the decisions in your life, and that you got to make your own approvals. You don't always have to look out for everybody else being accepting of what it is that you want to do. Sometimes you just got to go do it. It doesn't matter what that position is, but it's okay to ask for advice and stuff, but you don't always have to take the advice given. You just kind of use that advice to get your better options and stuff, but always make a decision for you. If you don't feel like you're somebody that's going to be doing well in college, or you're not enjoying college, then don't do it. Just because your parents or somebody wants you to do it doesn't mean that you have to. But, if college feels like it's something that you would enjoy or that you do good at or that you need to do, then by all means, go ahead and do that. That's just the example I like to use because that's the biggest example that's available to me. But guys, I don't want to keep you up too long today. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay and this video and everything. Hope you guys enjoy these changes and everything. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody that's been watching the videos and supporting me thus far. I have absolutely beat down my goals over the past couple of months, and I'm super excited for what the future holds. But guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe for YouTube. As always, let's rage.
I see you made it to the end of my video. It's kind of like playing your favorite video game and getting to that final stage and then beating the game and actually wanting a little bit more.
Well, in this case, you can watch a little bit more. Click the top link for a random video here on the Chadalmighty channel. To see Chadalmighty Show episode number 1, click the bottom video. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so now by clicking that little subscribe button with the hand pointing to it.